Absolutely. So the conflict is, Lord, I'm doing my best to live the way that you've called me to live, and you've taken my son. Um, and God in his wonderful way reminded me, and I gave my only son that you would live. And I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, you did. Yes, sir. Um, it's also sometimes I think that parents ask ourselves the questions, what more could I have done? Our son knew Jesus. He knew the word. He knew um, how important his life was to Christ. He was loving on somebody, and it was his time. And so some of the questions I think we have, we won't ever have answers to, right? Because I was expecting to, we were expecting to be at our son's wedding, and clearly that's not what God had in mind. That he had done the work, So, and there's also the other conflict of being jealous. I'm like, so dang, he got his work done, and I'm still here. Like, dang, am I on the slow bus? You know, and it just means no, you're not. It just means that we have more work to do, and that the work that God has us for us now is very different than the work that we did as parents. So yeah, there are conflicts. There are times when you're like, why mine? To a point that Scott made earlier. All these other people out here doing all the stuff that they're doing. Why mine? And it's a reminder that, first of all, he was never mine. He was simply loaned to us for a time. He always belonged to God. And so in God's sovereignty, he decided it was time for him to go home. It has nothing to do with whether or not we like it. It has to do with us understanding that God is still sovereign. It's just like our children, right? When they were kids. I don't know about you, but we didn't tell our kids yes all the time. No. No was like frequent. And so if we understand that God uses natural things to show us spiritual things, then why would we expect that God would tell us yes all the time? And so it's getting used to the small things, and finding a place and a space to be grateful. Grateful for the time that we had. Grateful for the hugs that we received. Grateful for the laughter, because he was always a jokester. He always was laughing about something. And being grateful for that time. So yeah, the answer to your question is yes. There are conflicts, but I trust the word. I go to the word of God, and I go to God for those when I have those conflicts.
I agree with Gail. There are some internal of the why me, why him, even the external as you're going through this. The people that you expect to step up for you, the people that you think I know will be there, are the ones that are no shows, and then these people that you didn't even think about, were not even on your radar, show up in full force for you. So sometimes in conflict, you get to really see who cares and who doesn't care. And sometimes the friends that we think we have, we're only associates in their eyes, and vice versa. So it did open up the people in times like this. You get to learn who you can lean on, who you can't lean on, and who's there for you and who's there just for the show.